Growing up, I was always interested in the mental game. After years of study, I developed the Basketball Brain program. My life is devoted to helping others achieve their greatness. I hope you'll like, subscribe, and if you take a chance with the Basketball Brain program, I promise you your game's going to reach levels that you never thought possible.
So we had a question in the comment section, and it was this. What's your response to someone who's given everything to the game as long as they can remember? It's their number one priority, all they think about, obsessed with improvement and work, but the game has never once been kind to them and is kinder to those who aren't as invested. In fact, the game has cost him the most pain in his life. That's a really heartbreaking question. And what you have to do is recognize that sometimes sports, basketball, whatever it is you're doing, and after you're done playing basketball, it could be something else, could be business. You have to realize, and this is tough to say, that it might not be meant to be. I mean, all of us would play in the NBA if we could. It's not possible. All of us would want a D1 scholarship. It's not possible. All of us would want some sort of college scholarship. It's not always possible. In psychology, it's very helpful to learn to enjoy the process of working hard, to know what you want, to have a vision of what you want in the future, but to really enjoy the day-to-day investment you're putting in, to get a thrill out of that rather than waiting for your ultimate goal. I've run companies for years that made very little money. And I would get as frustrated as you're frustrated. I can really relate to what you're saying. I'd look around and I'd see other business owners. Heck, right now I can look around and see other basketball channels. And hopefully you guys don't think I'm being arrogant, but I see other basketball channels that I don't think have as much value as mine that get far more views, a lot more subscribers. And just like you, it's a little bit painful, I suppose, to consider that. It feels unfair, and I'm sure you're feeling that right now, that the game is unfair to those who don't work as hard and are getting more rewards than you. But you have to go back to why you do it, why you love it. And I love business, and I love helping people. That's why I do it. It's not to have 100 million subscribers and get 30 million views. It's to help people. And you play the game because you love it, and you're going to max out your potential. I'm going to max out my potential. And then what I'm going to learn in this business, what you're going to learn on the basketball court, that work ethic, how to get through tough times like you're going through right now, that's what you take away from this. See, it's my belief that everything we do in this world is really a sort of psychological or spiritual endeavor. We think we're working hard on a basketball game. We think we're working hard on our business. We think we're working hard in school. We're working hard at our job. But in my experience, what we're really doing when we're working hard is we're learning the psychology needed to make it through tough times in life. We're learning that we're strong enough that when things crash all around us, that you know what, we can be pummeled and get back up. That we can keep going even though it's not always enjoyable, and even though it's not fair, that we've made ourselves in such a way that we're tougher than most people. That's what sports gives you. It gives you this toughness. It's what hard work gives you in anything you do. I keep going with some businesses I own, even though they might struggle, because I know, one, why I'm doing it, and two, I know what it's making me. It's making me into somebody I want to be, somebody I'd look up to. It's always fun when you look up to yourself. And three, there's always that chance. There's still that chance that it's going to go right for you. It's going to turn around. It's going to change. So keep working hard, and don't be afraid if basketball's not going. If you don't think you're going to achieve your ultimate goal, start looking around you and seeing where it is you would fit in and use the same work ethic and start to rise, start to succeed. Remember, basketball's not just basketball. I know you love the game, but try to find something where you could take that same intensity that you have, that you're obsessed with, and it's probably going to be school or it's probably going to be a job at some point, and start taking that energy and focusing it that way. Look, let's be realistic. I think there were 2 million high school basketball players last year or something like that, and only a few thousand make it to D1. Only a few, tens, not too many, maybe 50,000, I'm guessing here, make it to a college to play. Okay, so we're not completely focused on the end goal. We're focused on the process, what we're learning about ourselves. Sometimes when I give a talk, I'll say, most of you aren't going to make it. I'll say it to an audience. Most of you guys aren't going to make it. You have no chance. None. When I was in high school, the high school football coach pulled aside two guys, this really big dude and this little running back, and he said, listen, to everybody else, he said, listen, these two guys have a chance to make money playing football. They have a chance to make it to D1. Some of you guys maybe will make it D2, but these two guys, realistically, are the only two who have any chance to make money playing football. I want the rest of you guys to go out and have fun, work hard, and we'll do our best to get you some form of college scholarship. That's hard to hear. You're saying to 15, 16-year-olds, but he was right. The one big guy actually played in the NFL for 15 years. The little guy got injured, but he had a D1 scholarship. And a few guys on the team got some walk-on places and some D2 scholarships, etc. You have to be realistic about how good you can possibly be, but it's not about how good you are in the grand scheme of things. It's how good you are compared to what your potential is in the game. It's how good I can be as a business person. It's how good I can be as a speaker, not compared to anybody else. You can't do that because you don't know if you have enough skills, enough athletic ability to really be successful. All you can do is inch closer to what you think you're capable of. And 99.999% of the time, it's way more than you think, even if it's not enough to get you to your ultimate destination. Start to enjoy the process. And really, if you're a high school basketball player, you're a college basketball player, if you can work as hard as you say you're working, when you get into the real world, when you're working at a job or you start a business, you have such an advantage because you know how to keep moving. You know how to keep going forward, even though everything isn't working out for you. And I've been there. So don't focus about the game being kind to you. The game has been kind to you. It's teaching you about yourself. It's helping you reach your potential. You're working even though you see that life is unfair, that the game is unfair, that guys who don't work as hard as you are seeing rewards. But they're not becoming what you're becoming. You're dealing with that, and you're still going after it. You're still trying to get better. So that's my advice. I've been there. We're all going to be there. And enjoy the process. Remember, you're becoming something you're going to look up to. And 3, there's always that outside chance that it breaks your way. And I suppose 4, the same work ethic you can take to anything else you do. The same mentality. This is Dylan. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Talk to you guys soon. That was a really awesome question. So we had a question in the comment section. And